Hello everybody, I decided to do a progression on my planted tank. This is about 1 week after planting. I used the father fish method. It's a dirted tank. It has roughly 1 inch of dirt in the bottom and 2 inches of sand on top. Now when I first did this I did it wrong, and I did not add enough sand, and it ended up being a mess. So you'll see that a little bit later into the video. But anyway, I'm happy with how it's turned out so far. This was 1 week after planting. As you can see on that driftwood, there is some fungal growth or some bacterial growth. I was concerned about that at first. Then I came to find out that it's actually normal, that it happens a lot with new driftwood put into an aquarium. So I was very concerned at first, but eventually it did go away. As you can see on this picture right here, I've got a little bit of algae growth. There is a lot of murkiness. My wife put that fish in there for Halloween. I'm not sure why. I don't really like it that much. But anyway, you see there's moss on the driftwood. There's some of the plants are melting. It's not looking that great. And there's moss on not moss. There's algae on the glass. Altogether, at this point I was starting to wonder what was going on, and I realized the water just got really murky, and I realized that it had a stench to the water as well, and that is because I didn't have a deep enough sand cap on it. So that's what I was talking about. It got really bad. So I ended up draining the tank, putting more sand on top of it, and I redecorated a little bit. So that took care of that problem, and after that point it started to kind of take off pretty well. As you can see, some of my bulbs, my water lily and stuff like that, starting to sprout really good. Dwarf hair grass was dying back pretty bad, and it never recovered. I'm not sure what that pinkish plant is. I've got a little bit of that left. It didn't do real well, but I do have some of it left. I've added more plants since. You'll see in just a few minutes as it starts to grow a bit. As you can see in this frame and in the next frame, some of the driftwood was floating. It eventually sank. What happened is I had to grab it, and I had to take it and submerge it and hold it underwater for a few minutes. But you can see everything's starting to grow a little bit, and it's looking better. I added some new plants here in just a little bit. I added some just a bunch of plants. There's a few that didn't make it. The dwarf hairgrass never recovered. It never did well. The 4-leaf clover that you'll see in the foreground here in a minute in a pot, it's still there, but it's overgrown with other stuff, and it just didn't work. There's the dwarf 4-leaf clover. Anyway, as you can see, it's starting to grow in pretty nicely. I've added some other plants. There's some contortion vallisneria in the back. There's logia in the middle, and I redecorated it. And it's starting to look really nice in these pictures right here. I've added some fish. I've got 3 Odessa barbs, and I had 3 rosy barbs. One of the females died, but I've got 2 babies that came in as well, so now I have 4 of those. And I'm going to add more fish a little later. I just hadn't had a chance to. But as you can see, it keeps growing. You can see the water lily starting to put up pads. I'm starting to really like the way it looks. And here's a little video. I was trying to get a picture of the baby fish, but I never did get a picture. But I got a picture later, just a few frames after this video. But you can see the plants. I've still got some algae growth in the back there. I'm leaving it. I'm not real concerned about it. All in all, algae is not that bad of a problem. I have to clean it every now and then. But, I mean, if you have a tank with light on it, you're going to have a little bit of algae. But anyway, I'm starting to really like this tank, and I'll do an update video on it soon, because this one ends, I think, in December. I think right around Christmas. and now it's the end of February, so it's grown a lot since then. Since these were taken, I've had to take out some of the stuff. The dwarf water lily just kind of took over that corner right there, and I took it out, and now the other stuff's growing. And I've got about 20 different types of plants. I've got cryptocorin, 3 of those. I've got 4 different Amazon swords. I've got that's Rotala indica you're looking at right there. I've got a Wendelov Java fern that is not doing well. I've got what they call an El Nino fern. The plant itself's dying, but there is a lot of babies being formed, and I've got those babies moved around all through the tank. Here you can see, I was getting a picture of the baby fish. You might be able to see it in that picture. He's definitely there, but he's kind of blending in with the background. There's a picture of him on a leaf, but he's blurry. There's an okay picture of him there. You can kind of see. But anyway, that's the tank so far.